Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a most beautiful Monday morning. Ain't no mountain. I actually was dreaming. Oh, snap. And this just popped into what it should be today. Ain't no mountain. Because you know the song, Ain't no mountain high. Ain't no. You know that one, right? Well, you see, the law is everywhere. So it doesn't, as scripture would say, it doesn't matter what height you think you can go to or what depth you think you can go to, the law is there. So it reminds you that it does not matter. Oh, you think you have to climb? The law is your grappling hook, y'all. The law is your spiked shoes. So it doesn't matter how high you think you have to go, how low you think you are. The law is there and it becomes a tool for whatever need you have. So be reminded of that. It's not that you got to fight and scrounge and look for the law. It is there. And so you apply it to where you are at, right? Wherever you're aware that oh snap, I could use this right above now. Well, then you apply it. You apply. You got a problem. You also have the solution. So you see, we should not be feeling intimidated by, oh no, I don't know what to do. Of course you do. Of course you know what to do because the law is there. So whatever that situation is that has presented itself to you, you know, the ones we go through, the ones that are in life because we're living, whether we're living here on earth or living somewhere else is irrelevant. The point is you are living. You are aware. And because you are aware, use the law. That's it. So it doesn't matter where you think you are. You're not beyond the reach of the law. You're not beyond the reach of the law. How can you be when it's in your heart? How can you be beyond the law when it is on your tongue? Huh? How can you be beyond the law when it is a light that guides your pathway? See, you think you're alone? No, beautiful. You're not. You are not. You are in the bosom of the law. Yes, you sure are. So knowing that, well, then begin to act accordingly. That's what it is. Begin to act accordingly. So if you say, I'm unsure of myself, well, what's the solution to become sure of the self? How do you become sure of yourself? What a great question. How do you become sure of yourself? Who does the law say you are? That's what helps you to become sure of yourself. Because you know that the law is right there. Well, then you can be sure that you will reap what you have sown. That is how you become sure of yourself. You see, we think that life is this huge challenge, this huge problem to be overcome. When in actuality, if you apply the law, you will see how simple it is. You'll see how simple it is. You don't have to fret about it. It's just because you've spent time fretting. That's why we're good at fretting. But what is the beauty of the law? It tells you what you practice, you become good at. So then what is the solution? practice your new way of being. You see, the law is magnificent. Again, whether you believe it is irrelevant. The law is not asking for you to believe that it works. The law is saying to you, accept that I work. Just accept it. How do you accept it? By recognizing. You see, we need these, we need the evidence, don't we? You reap what you sow. But that's the evidence of the working of the law. That's what it is. When you find that you're applying the law and things are just, quote unquote, magically unfolding, well, then what have you become sure of? The inner workings of the law and your alignment with it. It also works on the other end because the pendulum swings. The pendulum of polarity from where you are now to where you want to go. You see, the message will never change because creation happens habitually. So it can't change. You can set your clock to it. Listen, if you were a betting man, you would bet and you would win every time. Simply because that is the way of the law. But we keep looking for this magical anecdote, this magical thing to do, when in actuality, all that is required is an acceptance and an awareness. Nothing else, nothing more. The law is simple. It is simple. Why is it simple? Because it has no pretense. It's not there to trick you. You know how in school they give you multiple choice and they tell you to choose the best answer? They don't tell you to choose the right answer. They tell you to choose the best one. Well, what do you mean choose the best answer? No, it works like this or it does not. So when you're looking at your life and you have a problem, take some time in the quiet. You know what I'm going to say to you. You know what polarity says. Where are you now and what are you doing? And so long as you are honest, you will see the way forward. Always. So there's no height that you can go to. There's no depth that you can go to that the law is not already there. That's why there's no mountain high enough. You think we're just singing a song. You are reminding yourself of the law and its far-reaching effects. What are the laws? Mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Try as you might to dispute it. What happens to you? You get an idea. Where's that idea? In the mind, is it not? And because you see that idea clearly, what do? Recreate it outside. Yes. It's meant to be simple so as not to deceive. The law does not deal in deception. The law does not deal with deception. The law doesn't say to you, do this cause, become this cause. But you know what? You don't know what the outcome is going to be. It could be anything. You are at the mercy of the law. No, that's not what it says. It clearly says every cause has its effect and every effect its cause. When you know the cause, you can predict the effect. That's what it tells you. Day in and day out. No way around it. You also know Shaka Khan. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. What's that mean? The law. Nothing can come along. There's a scripture that says neither height nor depth can separate you from the love of God. That is the law. You can, listen, you can walk 1,000, I can walk 5,000 miles. You can walk 1,000 miles. And every step you take, the law is right there. You can't put your foot down without having stepped in the law. Come on. So it doesn't matter. That is the beauty of the law. It is there at every turn for you. It brings you comfort. Why? Because it unfolds the same way every time. That's what the law does. That is what the law does. Just accept it. And you see that it works all the time. And one of the most prevalent things to prove to you that it works, you think of somebody and then ring, ring, they call you. And the first thing you say is, oh my God, I was like totally thinking of you. That's what you say. So you say, I've been thinking of you. I've been thinking about you. You've been thinking about them. As within, so without. You think about them, you must interact with them. It is law. And it is never, listen, it was not designed to deceive you. The law was designed to propel you forward. The law was designed so that you can, what? It was designed so that you can move with it. Move with it, lean with it, rock with it. That's what it was designed for. So when you find yourself in a position that says, I'm stuck, this never works, Rocky and Bullwinkle, that will never work. Then in actuality, it works the same way every time. It wants you to have confidence. So the more you use it, the more confident you become. It wants you to become bold. The more you use it, the more bold you become. It wants you to constantly be aware of yourself. So it shows you who you are. That is the nature of the law. It is the nature of the law. You know, it eliminates that thing that says, what if I get it wrong? What if I can't do it? The law says, wait, what do you mean? You feel like you can't do it. So the law reminds you it has nothing to do with feeling. It has to do with, well, what do you know? That is what it reminds you of on a daily basis. That's what it does. Do you see what kind of peace that brings? So what does that tell you? The law tells you that you are meant to go through life with peace. That's what it's telling you. It's telling you you are meant to go through life with peace. And when you start walking in that peace, yes, see what it does to you from there? It makes you skip. Oh, sure, you'll come across a challenge. But are you bound by the challenge? Or can you see through the challenge and apply the law? Oh, but I've been trying. I've been doing this thing for so long and nothing has changed. That's natural. That's why when you know what it is that you want to accomplish, nothing can hold you back. Not a single thing can hold you back when you are sure of yourself and you know what it is that you want. That's what the law is telling you day in and day out. Day in and day out. Let us take a moment to welcome the people into the space. Oh, look, I have to open my eyes. I can tell you these lights are bright. Hey, Jeff. Listen, we were on YouTube. No, we were on Twitter last night. So I didn't go to bed till like the crack of dawn. At least over here for me, it was the crack of dawn. And it was magnificent because the questions. And you know what I said to myself yesterday? I said to myself, we're going to welcome you. Don't fret. Hang on. I have to say it as to why it unfolded the way it did. I was looking at the interactions I was having and the people who were speaking to me and saying what they were saying. And I said, nah, that won't do. You see, these people, what do I want them to tell me? What do I want to hear? And I said, that is my angle from now on. You know why? Because they're the ones who want to change. And they're the ones who are going to apply the work. Which means I will no longer encounter people who say, I want to change, but I can't. Doesn't matter what you say to them, they stay in that state of, I can't. No, I'm not going to fight and struggle against that. So I said, I encounter the people who truly want to change, and it doesn't matter what I say to them, they will stand firm in the law and they will apply it and they will see their success and they will have no choice but to come back and say, oh my God, Angela, you'll never guess what happened. That's how I changed my perspective. And that's why I encountered the people that I did last night in that room. And the time went by so quickly. So Jeff, I see you. Meep, I see you. I think the rest of them are still recovering. All right? So I see you. Fan base, I see you. Summer Rose. Every time I sing your name, you're just, very beautiful. Summer Rose, I say. And then we got KZ, Miss McQueen, Flo, Smiles, Matthias, Yolanda, and Zola. See what the law does to you? You are here because you apply it every day and you see the fruits of your labor. You see what you've done. You see the work you put in, fan base. And because you see the work that you put in, you do what? Reinforce the fact that nothing can tear you down. You will always rise. You know, Prince, cream rises to the top. I use that in its meaning by way of law. You'll always rise to the top with the awareness. Fan base. That's what you're doing. Twitter, that's what you're doing. But you see, you're also doing it on YouTube. You're getting up in the morning and you say, let me change my perspective. Let me apply this. Oh, sure, it seems challenging at first, but the more I practice, the better I get. And that is what you do. Every day on YouTube and on Facebook, you do the same thing, Indy. So Sugar Visions, Iapo, Anot, Queen Red Pill, Sonia. Those are the ones who've made themselves known in the chat. The ones who've not made themselves known, it's I. Listen, I'm using this young people lingo. It is absolutely all right and okay. That's what you're doing. You got the ace in the hole. I saw a video yesterday of Michael Phelps.
Yeah, the strawberry or is
because he does golf, right? And because he does golf, you know, he hit the ball and that ball rolled and it rolled and it rolled. Now, where did it end up? Hole in one. Of course, he freaked out because he's like, oh my God, I did it. That's what he did. He celebrated his success. The law causes you to celebrate your success. That's why it doesn't matter where you think you are. It doesn't matter if you think or feel. Again, it doesn't matter if you feel like you're having a low day. You already know ebb and flow. You know that you can't be hanging in the rafters by a thong all day long. That's what you know. But you know what? Even if you come down from there, what do you know? What do you know, Joe? You know the law and you apply it. You can raise yourself up from any location. Yes, that's what you can do on a daily basis with the law. You feel like you're in the darkness? You got a spotlight. What's the spotlight? The law. Well, use it. So that's why ain't nobody can come along and say, please, when you think you know something. Well, they've got their mouths, they can talk. And you can recognize that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And then you say, meh, I know the law, so I'm going to apply the law. That is what you do. That's why it doesn't matter how far you think you've gone. You are tethered to law. Tethered is like a kite. You've got the kite high in the air, but you've got a stake in the ground. You've got an anchor. That's what it is. See how beautiful it is? As somebody asked last night about the joy, the law cultivates the joy from the inside out, because now you know what you know, and then you live from what you know, because you have replaced the old thing that you thought you knew. Now you're like, yeah, you know what? I know the law. I know that if I plant, I have to reap. I know that there's a rhythm to things. I know there's an ebb and a flow. I know there's a high tide and a low tide. I know that there's, according to Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything under the sun. I know that. Well, that's law. That's law. And so you apply it. See what it does to you? You're looking for new lyrics to write, a new script to write. Use the law. How do you do that? You look around you and you say, you know what? I want a new experience. I want to experience something so beautiful. I am a phenomenal writer. So I want to write something. But you know, somebody comes along and says, oh, look at all the scripts you've written. Ain't nobody ever picked one up yet. Here's something for you. Because you have the script written, someone must pick it up. If the script is not written, you have nothing to draw from. So it doesn't matter if you think, well, I don't know where it's going to go. What if it doesn't work? That is irrelevant. The fact that you took the time to create that cause of writing the script, the effect is what? The effect is that the script has an impact on people. Well, I don't see how that's going to happen and when it's going to happen, because I have like 100 and however many. How many songs did Prince have in that vault? You think he was ever at a loss for, oh, look at that, I have no songs, I don't know what I'm going to do? No. In the ebb, you prepare yourself. You hone your craft in the ebb, so that when you hit the flow and somebody says, oh my God, I heard about you. I heard about your scripts. Do you have something on hand? That's the first thing they ask you. Do you have something on hand? You have something you can show me with your work? And if you don't have something you can show them, you've now delayed yourself. So take the time to hone your craft. Just develop it. Develop it. Why? Because as a renowned writer has works on hand for years to come, because their thing is just to write. So they write. But you know where we get caught up? Ain't nobody gonna see it anyway, so what's the point of writing? It's not gonna make me money, so what's the point of writing? How many authors do you know that were rejected a gajillion times? J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, other list goes on. But the desire, the fire within them to write, sustained them. And because everything you do is governed by law, the fact that they do what they enjoy and they write, it is inevitable that someone see it. Don't worry about when somebody's going to see it. You already know that they're going to see it. So you don't have to fret about when that's going to happen. It will happen naturally. They'll come across your work naturally. So you see, it doesn't matter You can go to the top of the mountain. You can go to the lowest valley. The law is there. Period. It's there. And when you know that the law is there, and that it governs everything, you won't fret about, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I feel like such a failure. You won't give in to those things. You won't. Why not? Because you know what you know. And because you know what you know, you have that smile in your heart that says, I know something. I know the law is there, and I know that I can use it. And of course, people around you look at your nuts because you're smiling to yourself. Don't stop smiling to yourself. You know why? Because that cause brings about an effect. And the effect would be somebody coming up to you and say, look, I've been watching you for a while. And you always seem so sure yourself. Well, what are you doing? Are you like hitting a ball? Are you like smoking some weed? Is that why you're always positive? And then you get to say, no, beloved, I'm not always positive. But I always know the law. And then they open up to you and they say, you know, I've really been struggling. You got anything you can tell me to help me out? Huh? And then you begin to say, well, you know, what had happened was I was just like that. But then I got real clear about what I wanted. I lined myself up with this law. It looks invisible, but it isn't. The law of mentalism, ask it, what's in your mind? What do you want? And then you begin to have this dialogue with that person, and you just met them. Hey, this is crazy. I just met you, right? You just met this person. You're like, how are we connecting? They are looking. And because they are seeking, they must find. And you just have what they're looking for, and just so happen that you cross paths. And then you say, oh my God, what a coincidence. Where did you come from? You see, it is magnificent. And of course, we come up against the things that we learned in the past. Yeah, but this thing says I gotta do it this way. The law doesn't tell you you must do it this way. The law says to you, every cause has an effect. What effect do you want to experience? Well, then here's the cause. And you apply the cause, and then voila. You see, that is the beauty of what you are given. So don't become swine. Well, Angela, what you saying to me? I'm saying, you know the law. Use it, or else the law has been like pearls and cast before you, and you simply trample them underfoot. You don't trample pearls underfoot. You pick them up. And what do? You make a necklace of beauty. So that when you walk down the street, somebody goes, oh, that's a beautiful piece. Where'd you get that? And then you say, well, it's custom made. That's what you say. And then you don't allow, and it's not that you don't allow it, it's that you recognize a naysayer. You recognize somebody who's trying to cry you down. You recognize that. Why? Because they are hurting. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's what you are seeing from them. And when you see it from them, you say, meh, I know you. I see what that is. And then you do what? You rest in what? The knowledge that you have applied, thereby cultivating wisdom. That is what you do on a daily basis. Queen Red Pill. No successful person has ever given up on themselves, regardless of what others have said to them. But of course, they know who they are, so they can't be swayed by who you think they are. Notice that? They think you are a particular way because that's what's inside of them. But you know who you are because you've put your mind through the paces. You've tested it. Some would call it trial by fire. But it's not that it's you went through all this hardship just to make you. Nah, that's not what it means. It means you put the work in to get your mind polarized where you say you want it to be polarized. That is what you're doing. So the only plausible outcome is the one that the law says. You reap what you've sown. That's the only plausible outcome. And then you'll all be in my DMs telling me about, oh my God, Angela, you'll never believe what happened. And I just sit there and go, try me. What do you mean I'll never believe what happened? I can tell you what happened. You polarized yourself and then voila, you got your outcome. That's what you did. But I have to allow you to celebrate it and throw you the confetti. I must. Because then you begin to see your true self in the light. Building your confidence. Building your surety of self, your sure-footedness. That is what you do on a daily basis. It really is. So today, what are you going to do? Are you going to look at that mountain and go, "Ooh, child, might as well be Mount Kilimanjaro. And the way my back is set up, I can't get up that hill." You could do that. Or you could say, I am already at the top of the hill. Because that's where the law is. It's there, and it helps me get all the way to the top of the hill. I'm already on the top of the hill. I'm looking down, and I'm seeing what I've accomplished. But you see, you got to get up every day and climb, don't you? How you going to get to the top of the hill when you when you don't even have the cleats, to dig into the side of the mountain and the grapple to pull you? That is law. That is law. So I'm going to leave you with that today. What do you mean? It's only been like a half an hour. It's all right. It's totally all right. Use the law. Apply it. How do you apply the law? You get clear on what it is you want, because that is mentalism. And you know that so long as you have a clear image, well, then the experience on the outside must correspond to that image. What? Well, nothing stands still, does it? It's always moving. And it's moving you from where you are to where you want to be, polarity. And every time you move from where you are to where you want to be, you develop a rhythm. And that rhythm is influenced by the cause. What's the cause? You. It's a good thing to be the cause. So when you see causation, now you can say, Oh snap. Look at gender. I knew what I wanted and I projected it from my conscious mind to my subconscious mind. I projected masculine and it was embedded, it left an impression on my subconscious mind. It is feminine. And your subconscious mind says, oh, that's what you're creating. Look at all these components. They line right up, don't they? That's how you apply the law. Consciously. But we also apply the law unconsciously when we say things like, this isn't working for me. I've been trying the law for like 3 years and I've seen no movement, ain't nothing happening. Because you're not applying the law in the fact of every cause has its effect and every effect is cause. And because you know the cause, you can predict the effect. That's how you're applying the law. But when you say, I don't know what to do, you begin to plant seeds of confusion. But then you just have to reap those. Do you see something at the end of the day? Do you see that the law brings you through anything? That's what it's doing for you day in and day out. That is your word today. Because you have what it takes. Who's the one wielding the law? It's always on. But the minute you become aware of it and you're interacting with it, who's that person interacting with law? Yeah, but Angela, I've been denied at every turn. My 3D is telling me that I'm no good, that it's not possible. That's what my 3D is telling me. Your 3D is showing you what you already hold to be true and know. And thus you must recreate it because it is law. But if you say, nah, dog, I'm good. I got this in the bag. I'm clear. That's what it is. You don't throw in the towel. Well, unless you're throwing it in the washer. To wash it, throw it in there. Get it all nice and clean. Launder the law. That means you're testing yourself. You don't need to test the law, and you know it works. Based on all the evidence that is around you by way of Mother Nature, you know that the law works. So you're not testing the law. You are testing your mental fortitude to apply the law. That is what you're doing. Day in and day out. That's what you're doing. I trust that makes sense to you today and that you will be emboldened. If you keep practicing the behavior of confidence, well, then you cannot remain in fear. Why not? Because you are polarized. You're polarized in the direction of courage. So you must see, and you will encounter situations and you will do it and you go, oh, who's confident? I'm confident. Hey, I didn't even know I had it in me. I didn't know I could go the distance. I didn't know I could do that. See how beautiful the law is when it teaches you what you are capable of? It teaches you you. That's what it does. That is what it does. Hey, Bimo Flocka, David and Wilf, I see you. Right? I see you. Take your time. Shea butter. No rush. Everything takes its time and then everything is done. But we want it to happen now. It has already happened now. Neville's famous line, well, Abdullah's famous line, you are in Barbados. The minute you can see the sand and the trees and smell the brine that he did in the lecture, catch the mood, then you know. You know. Yes? Listen, you know where to find me. Not because I know anything, not because I'm better, not because I got it all together. Got it all together. Lord have mercy, y'all are cute. Got it all together. I have one thing together. Memorized the law so I could recognize it in my life, in the world, so that I can better utilize it. I know that. I don't know nothing else. So that's why. Whereas, yeah, see, that just flashed into my mind from the movie A Demon Slayer. I think that's what it, yeah, that's what it is. Because I want to call it Monster Hunter. I'm like, ugh, these are games, but they're very interesting. They are, they're the law. His sensei said to him, listen, you're scared to try anything else, but you see this one thing, you are real good at that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to practice it until you have mastered it and that you can do it in your sleep. And so how does he fight? He falls into this sleep. And then in his sleep, he gets up and he does this one move. Why? Because he put in the practice to be good at that one thing he was good at. And you know what came out of the fact that he did that one thing he was good at? His confidence. Trust me, in this episode, it doesn't matter what episode I saw this character in, I wanted to choke him every time. Because all he would scream is, oh my God, I'm so scared, I can't do this, I'm gonna die. That's all he did. And you're just like, what? But when he fell into that sleep, because his master said to him, I'm going to train you and train you and train you and train you until you become so good at this one thing. Because that's all he had the confidence to learn. What's the point of that? The point of that is you have something that you are good at. You'll hone your craft, sharpen yourself against the whetstone of life. Sharpen yourself and be the best at that thing. And without that one thing in the group of them, the group was lacking. So even though he felt insignificant in his waking life, he knew it on a subconscious level. He had his confidence in his subconscious. And that's why he slept. When he did what he did, when he did his maneuver. So it doesn't matter if you say, oh look, I'm just good at that one thing. Well, then you better be the best at that one thing and keep honing it. That's what you do on a daily basis. That is what you do. And the whole premise of this, I know the name, right? Demon Slayer. Can be a little bit off-putting. But here's how they became demons in the first place. They went through hardships in life. And then they were presented with the opportunity to become the oppressor instead of being oppressed all the time. And that's why they did what they did. That's why they became what they became. So what's the moral here? We go through things in life. We go through things in life that mold and shape us. But there comes a point where you have to look there and see, is this working for me? Yeah, I'm suffering, great. But you know what? There has to be a way forward. And when you begin to see the way forward, now you begin to see the law, and you start using the law, as opposed to somebody coming along and saying, well, I can make you strong, so you'll never have to suffer again. But the law does the exact same thing without binding you in darkness. That's the difference. I learned from my son, because I'm very picky. I don't like to watch certain things. But he says, Mom, the law is in it. When he said that to me, I was like, is that so? And he was right on the money. Now, my only interest is, where's the law and how can I apply it? Oh, sure, it looks like anime, but that's the same thing with the Avatar. He had to learn how to bend air. That was his strength. But then he also had to learn how to bend water, earth, and fire. So he applied the law to do it. You see, there's always a teacher somewhere, isn't there? You just got to know, when you're looking at it, what are you looking for? That's why movies resonate or they don't with certain people, because it depends on what they're looking for when they watch it. If you're looking to see the law, that's what you're going to see. So that's why today I want to remind you, there's no height that you can go to. There's no depth that you can escape to. You know, one of the most important parts of this series that I watched with him, the one guy, I can't even remember his name. It's so bad. Tanjiro, Japanese. Tanjiro. Even when he said, oh, yeah, I know that you're a demon, but there is good in you. And when they were faced with all that they had done, he spoke to them in such a way that they saw the error of their ways. They saw the error of their ways. Because he applied unconditional love to them. Yeah, he had to destroy them, but he didn't just destroy. No, he rehabilitated them, and then they were destroyed because they understood why they did what they did. So you see, there's so much to learn so that we can implement it. That's why I tell you, it doesn't matter what you think you've done that is so reprehensible. The law rehabilitates. It is whatever you need it to be in that time and that space that you are in. If you need a nursemaid to bandage your wounds and apply your ointment, that's what the law will do. It will soothe you so that you stop saying to yourself, but I'm so useless. I've done so many bad things in my life. Polarity says, where are you now? What you doing? You're doing all these horrible things. And then it says, where do you want to be and what do you want to do? You say, hey, I want to change. I want to do this. I want to be better. Because you're polarized in being better and more loving. Now that is what you become. So that's why it doesn't matter what height you can go to, what depth you can go to. You are never out of the presence of the law. And you can change any aspect of your life. Oh, look at King David. He was a bad Mama Jama. Solomon? Solomon was wise, yes, but Solomon loved the ladies as well. Read the Song of Solomon and you'll know exactly how he loved the ladies. He'll tell you. But he put the law always before him. He put the law always before him. So that's what I'll leave you with. Because tonight we're with Lance. What are we talking about at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Lance? We're talking about putting on the whole armor of God, because that's what we do over there on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We take a Bible story or we take scripture and we show you the law in it. That's what we do. So that's what's going on tonight. Yeah, we're going to put on the whole armor. Why would you want to put on the whole armor? Because it's a special type of armor. It's not just this armor because you're doing hand-to-hand combat. Nah, it's the armor because you're doing mental combat. So a special type of armor is required. That's what we do over there. You can always slide into my DMs with a suggestion for a topic that you want to explore to see where the law is. And how do you contact me? If you're here on YouTube and Facebook, there is the link in the description that says LINKTREE. There's a little envelope there. Send me a DM. That's what it is. Easy. It doesn't get any easier than that. All the social media platforms that I'm on, you can slide into any one of those DMs where we have a match. If you're on Insta and I'm on Insta, slide into Insta DM. If you are on Telegram, slide in there. Right? If you find that you like what we do here on the channel and you say, you know what? I just want to see your channel grow. I'm going to do 99 cents a month, Angela. I can do that. Well, then do that. If you want to sign up for law school, click that link in Linktree for law school and it will pop you over to Patreon. And it's $45 a month. Not because I'm charging you to learn the law. No, time. Just time. That's all it is. And if you say, Angela, I need one-on-one. I really need that extra help. Yes, there's coaching. It's $100 for an hour and a half. And you say, I can't afford that, Angela. You think I'm going to look at you and say, let's suck it up, buttercup. Too bad, so sad. You can't pay me. It's too bad I can't help you. That's not how the law works. That's not how the law works. The law works with you are seeking. I have the information. I will take the time and get it. That's because that's what the law does for me on a daily basis. And then you'll change your life and you'll tell your friends, oh my God, I just learned the law. You should learn it too. Check it out over here. See, you paid it forward. And then what did you do? You learned and applied the law. That's what you did. So you see, that's the beauty of what we got with the law every day, all day. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3. Twitter, I love you. I love you. Honestly love you. Twitter is closed. Fan base, I see all y'all. Thank you for being here and sharing your time and your love and your energy with me. Be Mo, Flocka, David, Wilf, Joy, Matthias, KZ, Flo, Smiles, Miss McQueen, Summer Rose, Yolanda, Zonda. I see you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. The fan base is closed. Just make sure I didn't get any DMs over there. Nope, we're good. YouTube. One of your favorite subjects? You mean the whole armor? Is that what you're talking about, Iapo? I know. I just saved your video in my watch later, Iapo, because I saw it. And you know, when I saw it, I got the notification for it when I think I was online with Lance yesterday. And that's when I saw the notification. I think so, because I had to go back and, you know, look at my notifications, right? And so I saved it. So I'm going to watch that because, listen, if you haven't seen Iapo's YouTube channel, check it out. Check it out. He is incredibly awesome. His insight. So definitely check him out. And subscribe and follow and share your feedback on his videos. Hey, Zola. Thank you, Queen Red Pill. She says, excellent as always. Yes. That's what it is. I didn't say the better man today. I didn't even say Empress Ellen. Look at that. Look. They are all part of the replay gang. Yes. So that's what we do around here. Right? Apply the law and live it. Live in alignment with it. Because it doesn't just, hey, Master Glam. Well, you're part of the replay gang too. Unless you've been here all along. I don't know. The whole thing with the law is, it does not, it only, listen, it begins with the memorization, recognition, and the utilization. That's where it begins. That is the first rung on the ladder. But the longer you do that, it opens, pardon me, it opens the doorway for you to expand. I don't know what that expansion is for you. Only you would know. Because if you think about it, when you say to yourself, well, you know, I want to have another spiritual experience. I want to do this. If you're polarized in that direction, you're going to encounter things that expand your spiritual experiences. So you see, it's only the beginning. Or should I say the continuation? Because it flows continuously, doesn't it? It doesn't ever end. It just goes from cause to effect, back to cause, back to effect. That's all it does all the time. It grows and expands. Yes, sugar visions, lean with it, rock with it, right? That's what you do. If you, the next time you hear that song somewhere, you'll know that that's what you're doing with the law, because then you'll remember from your subconscious mind, you will remember hearing it here and go, oh, snap. And when you dance to that, you'll dance in the knowledge that I lean with the law, I rock with the law, I dip with the law. Why? Because you are aligned with the law on a daily basis. That is your word today. That's what it is. Iapo, you are most welcome. We support each other in this community. That's what we do. Wow, I haven't said Ruby's name today. I didn't say Marcia's name today either. But again, these are all replay gang. These are all the replay gang. So that's what I'll leave you with today, so that we can apply the law on a daily basis. That's what we're doing. And allegedly, somebody said to me, Angela, you played that crystal bowl last Tuesday. And it sounds like something funny happened to you. It sounded kind of. Listen, they laughed so hard when they said it to me. And I was like, when I played the crystal bowl last Tuesday, something did happen to me. I was overwhelmed by something, a sensation. I had to actually take a moment. Like, I don't have any words to describe it to you because I don't know what it was, other than the vibration of that bowl did something to me. That's all I know. Right? That's all I know. And I was like, what in the Sam Hill is this? And it wasn't a bad thing or a creepy thing. It was more of a, when you put something that was heavy down and then you're like, you lean and you say, phew. That's what it felt like. So, Tuesday at 9:45 is when we play, and we hit the bowl. So I'll be doing it again this Tuesday. We're gonna hit that bowl again, and so I'm waiting for you to, if you were part of that, it happened last Tuesday. So if you were part of that, let me know what you encountered or what you experienced from that bowl. That bowl is the sacral chakra bowl. So it has to do with your sensuality, your creativity, because that's where your procreative organs are there, in sacral chakra. Or if you want to use the Sanskrit word, svadhisthana, or the color orange, right? It has an effect. And so let me know what you experienced, and we'll go from there. We'll see if we had a similar thing or if you just think I'm nuts, but that's okay. Right? So I will see you soon, my beautiful friends, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Lance. The whole armor. We gonna put it on. Indeed. I love you all. Facebook, YouTube, I love you all. Yapo, Sugar Visions, Master Glam. Who else was here? Zola, Queen Red Pill, Shay, Butter, yeah, A Not, and the Sonia. All of you who made yourselves known. And for the replay gang, I see you. I love you all. I didn't say the name Agnieszka. I didn't say that name this morning yet either. Beauty Queen Onika. I didn't say Ms. M either. Replay gang. I love you. And I will see you soon. Much, much, much love to you all.